Okay, as we enter the home stretch this election season, we're seeing a campaign blitz in Metro Detroit. And believe it or not, Election Day is exactly 3 weeks away on November 5th. And our swing state could provide the decisive votes. With the countdown on, both candidates are zeroing in on Michigan. Vice President Kamala Harris was in Detroit today for a radio town hall with Charlemagne the God. And former President Trump will be back in Metro Detroit Friday, joining a roundtable in Oakland County before speaking at Huntington Place. Now, we're also hearing from the vice presidential candidates.
That's right. Democrat Tim Walz and Republican J.D. Vance have made multiple stops in our state since joining the ticket. Senator Vance was in Eastern Market last week, where he spoke one-on-one with our Sarah Michals. This week, Sarah caught up with his opponent, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. She brings us his message to Metro Detroit voters.
Hello, Governor Walz. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yes. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
So in preparation for this interview this morning, I put a call out on social media asking Michigan voters what they would like to hear from you today. One voter asked, what specific opportunities do you see for the federal government to help with Detroit's continued recovery and growth?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're excited about it. I said, as a fellow Midwesterner, to watch the Renaissance in Detroit, and it comes in contrast to Donald Trump putting it down. I think the investments in the Infrastructure Act the infrastructure law was a huge piece of this. I think the CHIPS Act, making sure we're seeing the resurgence of the auto industry and high tech industry that's coming to Michigan. I'm really concerned, and because Donald Trump has made it clear, and Senator Vance has made it clear, that they would pull back those opportunities.
Here in Michigan, many of our community members have family and loved ones in the Middle East. What would you do differently than the current Biden administration to put an end to the violence that we're seeing in the Middle East?
Yeah, it's unacceptable as we pass the 1-year anniversary of the Hamas terrorist attack, and the hostages that need to be returned, and the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, as we've seen this. I think it comes to the leadership that Kamala Harris has shown that she can bring forward. I think it's been very clear, especially over the weekend, with former Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, saying Donald Trump is the most dangerous person to our country and global stability. I think what we do is we make sure we lead with our values. We do not abandon our allies, and we do not coddle dictators.
Is there any action that the two of you would take together that would be different than what we're seeing right now?
Well, I think the leadership style that she will bring to this is one that gives us that opportunity.
Thank you. Just recently, I interviewed Senator J.D. Vance, and I asked him about some of the Democratic campaign ads that we're seeing here in Michigan. And if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you about some of the Republican ads that we're seeing here.
Sure.
In Michigan, there are local Republican campaign ads essentially saying that a vote for the Democratic ticket is a vote against local law enforcement. You yourself have faced some criticism in the past for what some have called your lack of support for law enforcement. What do you say to people who believe that if you and Vice President Kamala Harris take office, local law enforcement will lose funding and their ability to protect communities?
Well, that's false. Vice President Harris funded more than President Trump's proposals did during his budgets. In Minnesota, I had made the largest investment in state history into law enforcement and community safety. I have been there with them every step of the way. We also know that crime is at a 50-year low now, while murder rates were the highest and had shot up the highest under Donald Trump. Look, Donald Trump talks a tough game, and Donald Trump tries to divide us. The fact of the matter is that we've invested, and communities want to have a say in what community safety looks like.
Governor Walz, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to Michigan and Detroit voters.
Yeah, hope we get to be back with you again. Thank you.
I did also ask Governor Walz what he would do to work to turn the economy around. His answer to that question and our full interview is on our website for you.
All right, there have been quite a few campaign stops by a lot of candidates. You've been at a lot of them, yes. And you got a chance to talk to J.D. Vance last week as well.
Yes, exactly. So the interview is on our website for you guys to reference. The questions that I asked each candidate mirror one another. So by watching both of the interviews, you can compare how each candidate responds to questions that surround our economy, violence in the Middle East, and also their response to campaign ads that target them specifically.
All right. And Sarah, you definitely would have talked to the next vice president, so appreciate those interviews.
Definitely have that. Yeah.
Thank you,
right.
Sarah.
Thank you.